After Saturday's poor showing and defeat to Manchester City, the Reds are straight back in action again as they take on Chelsea in the Premier League. In today's video, we'll take a look at why the club have been handed an unexpected boost ahead of the clash, but not only that, we'll also go over all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Liverpool are said to be highly interested in Eintracht Frankfurt attacking midfielder Jesper Lindstrom, who could be available for a reasonable fee. The Reds have joined Arsenal in exploring the possibility of signing the 23-year-old, with both clubs claimed to have already made contact with Frankfurt. That is according to Sky Germany's Florian Plettenberg, who describes Liverpool as highly interested in the player, while Frankfurt are open to allowing him to leave. Lindstrom has 9 goals and 4 assists in 31 games this season, and though his club are seeking around £44 million, Plettenberg claims a realistic fee would be between £30.8 million and £35.2 million. The Danish international typically operates as one of 2 number 10s for his club side, but it is likely that he would feature as a traditional midfielder should the Reds bring him to Merseyside. Liverpool are actively pursuing midfield reinforcements for next season, and Lindstrom could represent an option as a part of a 3 in the middle of the park. His reported price tag could attract Jurgen Klopp, given that he is unlikely to be the club's only acquisition in that position this summer. Jude Bellingham, Mason Mount, Matheus Nunes and Conor Gallagher are all targets, while Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Arthur at the very least head for the exit. Lindstrom has previously admitted that he grew up as a Liverpool supporter and that playing for the Reds is a future goal of his. He has already been linked with a move to Anfield by Danish publication Tipsbladet. In January, he relayed his words onto TV2, "I've always said that I'm a Liverpool fan, so it could be really cool to play for Liverpool at some point." Lindstrom's current contract is set to expire in 2026, but Frankfurt are seemingly considering a transfer this summer. He has 9 caps under his belt for an impressive Denmark side that features the likes of Christian Eriksen and Pierre-Emil Højbjerg. Just a quick one guys before we do get back into the video, we are currently having a sale on all our Liverpool merchandise. Do shop the collection. You can go there by either going to copyclothing.com or going down into the link in the description. Let's get back into the video. Chelsea have sacked manager Graham Potter just 48 hours before the Londoners host Liverpool in the Premier League. Potter has lasted less than 7 months in the Stamford Bridge hot seat, having only been appointed in September, following the sacking of Thomas Tuchel by new owner Todd Boehly. The Blues go into Tuesday night's match against Liverpool at 11th position in the Premier League, having lost 2-0 to Aston Villa on Saturday. Potter has overseen 31 games in charge, winning just 12 in all competitions. Chelsea announced the sacking on Sunday evening, with former Brighton midfielder Bruno Salter to take charge on a temporary basis. This does in fact give us a huge boost, as the side will be in slight disarray, so we need to make sure that we win this one against Chelsea if we want any hopes of top 4, especially after Newcastle beat Manchester United on Sunday. Jamie Carragher has criticised Andy Robertson following Liverpool's 4-1 defeat away to Manchester City, telling the defender, "You can't always press." The Reds suffered a heavy loss at the Etihad after a second half in which the hosts put the game beyond doubt, with plenty of time left on the clock. Shortly after Julian Alvarez's equaliser for 1-1, Carragher took to Twitter to fault Scotland's captain for his part in the build-up. He said, "Andy Robertson goes chasing into the midfield and leaves his man. It happens a lot." Carragher also pointed to the Vinicius Jr. goal in the Champions League final as he added, "You can't always press." The goal put Manchester City back on level terms following Mohamed Salah's early strike, and Carragher argued that it wasn't the first occasion that Robertson's aggressive style has left the Reds exposed at the back. It was a costly goal, and the Premier League champions moved through the gears after half-time against a flat Liverpool side to take all 3 points. The left-back's mistake was the first of a series of errors, which saw Liverpool's hopes of securing a result slip away rapidly in the second period. A number of Liverpool supporters were quick to defend Robertson, though others agreed with Carragher's criticism. Carragher's decision to single out the 29-year-old, who has arguably been one of the better Liverpool players during a difficult season, is perhaps a harsh one. Robertson's pressing has been responsible for some of the best work Liverpool have done going forward and defensively in recent years. The run unquestionably left Manchester City with a lot of space to hurt Liverpool, but a lesser side might not have taken the advantage quite as ruthlessly. Manchester City were forced to issue 2 statements condemning the actions of fans after their 4-1 win over Liverpool, whose team's bus was attacked. The toxicity of Liverpool's meetings with Man City cannot be downplayed, though it is a strange rivalry with less of an emphasis on Merseyside. During Saturday's game at the Etihad, thousands of home supporters chanted "Always the victims" after an incident involving their midfielder Rodgers. Shortly after the final whistle, the club issued a statement expressing regret for any offence these chants may have caused, describing them as hateful and inappropriate. It emerged later in the day that Liverpool's team bus was attacked on its way out of the city, with The Athletic's James Pearce reporting a brick was allegedly thrown towards Liverpool's coach that caused the window to crack. No one is thought to have been injured on board. The Greater Manchester Police confirmed it is reported that the incident took place at approximately 3:40 p.m. British Standard Time on Ashton New Road, close to the junction of Rousley Street. There were no reports of any injuries in the Liverpool Football Club, and the Liverpool club coaches were able to continue with their journey. As a result, Manchester City released a further statement in which they strongly condemned the actions of those involved. Their statement read, "Manchester City have been made aware that Liverpool's coach sustained damage on its return journey following today's game. We understand an object was thrown towards the coach in a residential area. Incidents of this kind are totally unacceptable, and we strongly condemn the actions of the individuals responsible. We will fully support Greater Manchester Police investigation into this incident any way we can. Liverpool will also support the GMP's investigation, which is not even the first into the actions of the supporters around Liverpool-Manchester City games this season. In December, it was alleged that a 15-year-old girl was injured when struck by a cup full of coins in the home end during the Carabao Cup tie at the Etihad, with the 2 clubs issuing a joint statement condemning a number of incidents of that game. Former Liverpool boss Brendan Rodgers has left Leicester after 4 years in charge following a run of 17 defeats in 28 league games. The decision comes as Leicester sit 18th in the league table after a 2-1 away defeat to Crystal Palace. It was another ex-Liverpool manager that ultimately sealed Rodgers' fate, with Roy Hodgson picking up all 3 points in his first game in charge at the club. A last-minute winner from Jean-Philippe Mathieu at Selhurst Park caused the 5th defeat in 6 for the Foxes, who are currently tied with Southampton as the side with the most Premier League losses this campaign. Rodgers took charge of Leicester following the sacking of Claude Puel in 2019, and twice went close to securing Champions League football, missing out on the final day of the season on both occasions. He guided the club to their first ever FA Cup victory in 2021, defeating Chelsea 1-0 after a long-range strike by Yuri Tielemans. The 50-year-old took Liverpool to win within touching distance of the Premier League back in 2013-14, but dropped points against Chelsea and Crystal Palace, but paid to the Reds' hopes of glory in May. He was replaced by Jurgen Klopp in October 2015, shortly after a 0-0 draw in the Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. His 3.5 years at Anfield were brought to an end, having won only 4 of the first 11 games of the season in all competitions. Liverpool fans, what do you make of the sacking of Graham Potter, and will it have an impact on Tuesday night's game? Also, let me know your score predictions down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Remember, we're having a sale on all our Liverpool merchandise, so do browse the collection by going over to copyclothing.com or going down into the link in the description. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.